Radio here live on the New Visions Radio Network, and of course, simulcasting on our YouTube channel. And here we are. Here we are, man. Here we are.
Here we
it's
are.
October. It's October.
It's spectacular.
It's October. We're here, man. We're here.
We're actually kicking it off already. My daughter's into The Nightmare Before Christmas, and today we just watched Cat's Eye. Well, I mean, I've seen it, tons of times, but my girlfriend didn't see it, and it was her first time checking that out. So a nice little mediocre kind of, but it's still a good movie. Good Stephen King story anthology.
I haven't watched it in such a long time. That's Stephen King I haven't seen in such a long time.
That's what I told her. I was like, I've seen it so many times, but it's been years since I've seen it.
Yeah. So I mean, today up here, man, it's I'm loving it, man. It's actually, the weather's actually getting me into this shit. Like I'm finally getting into the mode. And because I mean, we got fog going on here, man. I don't know about you, Alex.
Yeah, there's fog going on here too.
Yeah, I could tell. I could see it between the ears there. No, just kidding. But yeah, I'm still foggy. I'm
You're foggy from the fog.
Oh, that's right.
From the fog.
Foggy mind. I just wanted to say hi to everybody in the chat there. Marcy, Frank Triggs, Luke. I believe that says Luke.
Hello,
there.
Everybody.
Number one fan.
Thanks.
That's on the YouTube side.
Good evening.
And just for those who are catching us on the New Visions Radio Network, you might want to catch the YouTube simulcast tonight, because we will be showing some really strange videos, and we're going to talk about them.
It's actually the Night of Strange.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it. I mean, hey, what thing to do in October? The best time of year.
I think Justin's chair is farting there.
Yeah, it's creaking. It's because the Carrie's gonna come out of nowhere.
I think the terminology is backfiring.
I got to get the WD-40 on
that. So anyways, yeah. Go ahead, Alex.
No, I was going to say, did you have any burritos before the show or something?
I did have tacos.
Oh, there you go. Close enough. Close enough.
Yeah. And beans.
Speaking of burritos, Alex, you know what? I showed you that beer, a burrito violation.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus!
I'm gonna have it this week. So we start shooting the remaining last few days of the dark. You'll have it just in time, maybe for. I know that we're not going to be broadcasting next week.
Okay.
Next week's a long weekend here, so we're going to.
So I'm not going to be available the following weekend either.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. What are we gonna do?
Take a mini hiatus.
Don't we have a guest scheduled for the 17th?
I told you already. In September that I was going to be off that week. I'm going away on the weekend.
Oh yeah. No, we don't have anyone we don't have anyone scheduled.
Didn't think so. You just had me.
When do you leave? When are you leaving? Are you
on the Friday?
Are you available on the Friday night?
No, I'm leaving on the Friday. Friday morning.
Man. Oh man. What about Thursday night?
Thursday night I'm here.
You a Thursday night show?
You want to do a Thursday night show?
I love Alex's face there.
It's kind of weird. Thursday night. What the hell?
Why is it weird?
Oh, don't think we've ever done a Thursday night show.
Well, hey, you never know. It's always nice to experiment here and there.
Yeah, yes. My experimenting days are done. Hey, Justin, pipe down over there. I know where you're going with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
I had some things in my head ready to go.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you did, yeah.
So, okay, well, then maybe we will broadcast. What? Are you available next week, next Sunday then?
Yeah, next Sunday, yes.
Okay, maybe we will broadcast. We'll play it by I won't say year, but day.
Sure.
See how things are going. Because I'm going away the Monday, but that's fine. I'm finally, dude. Are you drinking Modelo?
No, it's the Mitchell. Oh yeah, it is Modelo. It is Modelo.
Man.
Micheladas, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I'd get something for today as we enjoy our relaxed show here.
Yeah. Getting ready for Day of the Dead, right?
Yeah, raise the glasses. Yeah, we still got a month of that, but yeah, actually, we still have a month from today before Day of the Dead actually kicks off.
Exactly. I'd love to go down and experience that the festivities, man, for Day of the Dead. I think that'd be awesome.
Of course.
I just wouldn't want to be dead. Don't get me wrong.
Well,
I'd love to.
we just gotta raise some of the dead, raise them up, and then we can have a whole day with them.
But yeah, anyways, I'm getting into the mode. I'm really enjoying things. But like I said before we went live here, I've had quite the weekend.
Mhm.
The intruder in my backyard.
Yeah.
Last night, and we were dealing with the cops for a few hours. So, and then today I got into it with a. He was pretty strung out, man, at work today. He was pretty strung out, man. He was stealing some beer.
Oh wow.
And I've never seen somebody want a fucking 6-pack of beer so fucking much in my life.
Sometimes you need it.
Let's just say he wasn't looking too good after the encounter, that's for sure.
What'd you do? Smash the beer cans on his head?
No, I did. I had another guy there with me, and he just went ballistic on the guy.
He did the heavy lifting.
Oh, but he threatened to stab us with a knife. So.
Oh, geez.
Just cause, right?
Yeah. Jeez.
Crazy stuff, man.
Just
Crazy
cause.
shit.
Why is there a can of beer stuck up his butt? Don't worry, just cause.
Literally, man, the guy's head was gushing with blood from one of the punches. But I mean,
jeez.
He was so strung out that it didn't matter. His main focus was, I just need a 6-pack of beer. Give me the beer, just 1 6. Like he stole 3 6-packs, and he didn't care. He didn't care. Just one of them was fine. And I said, well, why did you take 3?
He's like, I need a 12-pack.
It was easy just to grab the tray. I go, and one of the 6-packs was totally destroyed. I said, you know what? All the beer's gone. I'll give you the empty cans. Here you go.
5 cents each.
Yeah, exactly. You can get the refund on the cans.
Oh, crazy shit, man. This, with everything's that's been going on the last couple of years, and just everything, it just accumulates, and just things are just insane with how terrible people. I don't know if have you guys noticed how bad people drive?
Yeah, it's horrible.
I don't know. Does it seem worse to you guys that people are driving? It seems like people are driving worse now.
I feel it. I do. I see so many accidents, so many ridiculous things while I'm driving. I'm back and forth all the time, so I see all sorts of ridiculous stuff on the side.
You're on the road all the time, right, Justin?
Yeah, and most definitely, it looks like half the time it looks like simple things that got out of control for whatever reason, and some of that, well, in our case in Illinois here in wonderful Chicago, we have a lot of truck passing through our highways, which of course many highways do, but we're a huge hub for a lot of manufacturing and warehouse and stuff like that too, and we have tons of truck accidents, not by the trucks themselves, which some of that does play into going under old bridges that don't fit trucks, and I don't know how any of these guys get. So many times I've seen this, at least a handful every year. Trucks, maybe new guys, I don't know, maybe some whatever. But they go right underneath the bridges and they tear off the top of their whole cargo. And it's yes, I'm if you ever follow me on Snapchat at CrazyJ82 and watch my stories, I tend to take pictures of the stuff that I see on the road, and that is many of them. Yeah,
I'm not on Snapchat as much. Except the filters. Maybe some of the filters are hilarious. But
Most definitely, I have fun with it.
I'm finding a lot of interest, and I hate to say it, but I'm guilty. But I'm finding a lot of interest stuff on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of stupidity. I mean, the vein of the bottomless pit of human garbage
Yes.
is on
Yeah.
TikTok, but there is these small little rays of light
Yeah.
that peer out from that shit.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, and of course, it's because it has such a brighter reach for people now. Like, I'm on TikTok now, and I guess this is some good topics to bring up for the show. I mean, you guys know some of the stuff, but I've been wanting to do kind of a docu-series on TikTok for my LCGH.
Yeah.
I have it on LCGH. Actually, this month I was going to release some stuff. I'm basically in the mode of doing that. But I have some stuff released on my personal TikTok, and I've been testing out the edit. I love the edit. I love how everything's so much easier to edit now, and so on, to be able to create the content that we see there. But most definitely, in our case, of paranormal content, and of course, guess general content, it is a garbage heap of just stuff floating around. And I think that's one of the reasons why I kind of wanted to jump onto TikTok, especially since a couple of shows that I did, what I mentioned with you guys, from Nocturnal Frequency to good old Mindset. People catch those, and of course people on my site share them, and every once in a while someone from third degree that I don't know ends up catching one of the links, and they're very interested in some of the dialogues that we have, and a few of them surprisingly have mentioned about some of the, like, I think when I talked about the puck wedgies that one time. Yeah, that was the people that listened to that show really enjoyed that, and they thought, why aren't I in TikTok? And I was like, I don't know. And they say that they follow some paranormal stuff, but the stuff that we were talking about, the history, and they were able to see, because I had the links obviously for my personal stuff. They're able to see something. They really enjoyed being able to be at a spot, see actually what we're talking about in a context of a supposed paranormal spot, and of course hear the history that we talked about. That the main buying point, the selling point of that was people never heard of some of the history that was mentioned on that show. So I thought, why not transfer that idea and finally apply it to TikTok? And that's the plan. So I have a couple of I shouldn't say a couple, but I have a few places that I already have filmed out, and it's just a matter of getting everything together and uploading it. And it's pretty much gonna be a docu-series. None of some of the stuff you might see tonight. None of that. As long as I've been in the paranormal field, I have no real evidence, and some of the stuff that I do present, that which if you follow the show, and Alex and Steve have brought some of that up, it's very rare. It's very rare that I even present to you guys with things. It's, hey, look at this picture. It's kind and the only reason why I would even bring some of that stuff up is just because out of all the things I've collected over the years, these are just odd things. Be it maybe something wrong with the camera, but it's something to at least present to people at the same time. And given that, I think one episode we did, I had some pictures up that kind of digitized. They looked really weird, It may not be paranormal. It may totally be, refractions of light and such, but people don't see that. And when we talk about those types of issues that we see with evidence, I guess, they most definitely help with trying to present what could cause naturally these issues, or maybe I got something.
But even so, Justin, even so, it may not be anything. The point is, you're presenting something and you're questioning it.
Yeah.
And you're saying to the folks out there, hey, let me know what you guys think.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you automatically can decipher the people who are crackpots.
Yeah.
And people that really get it.
Yeah. It's just, and the worst part is whatever. I'll say that I share a common ground with you guys, and we do our best to be genuine in what we do. And of course, I've known you guys for so long, but of course, I don't know your guys' total intentions. I have my own, you have your own, but I would say, if it's presenting information for you guys or receiving information on the show or anything that you guys, send to me, I trust it more than many of my, counterparts in the field when it comes to that. And when it comes to what you're saying, there's more of the crap out there than is genuine people, and of course, not saying taken away from, other paranormal based content, but the stuff that we have talked about, I'll always rest his soul, of course. Gareth mentioned one episode that we did, and he's done how many, interviewed how many people, and so we're on there doing our live streams almost, I think, a year and a half ago, a year ago, and it was my favorite stuff. He goes, "How is it that of all, out of all this time, I had paranormal investigators on, and we can explain everything? How often do you run into that? You don't. Right away, you already have someone saying that's a demon, that goes, so on." And we're already having the possibilities of what could it be naturally. And he was taken by that, and that says a lot about us, and it says a lot about the paranormal content that already exists out there, and that's what I kind of hold when I present content or anything that I do.
Well, it's funny because that you mentioned that, and I did. Yeah, I really remember that.
Yeah.
And going one further, and I remember one time we did an EVP sort of show, and before we did the show, he goes, can you send me a few that I could play on the show? And I said, yeah, absolutely. And I think he did one with us too. And he even before the show, he said, here, have a listen to them, let me know your thoughts, whatever. And he was just blown away by a lot of the stuff that, how clear, and what he would say, class A. And I've never been a buyer of that classification of EVPs. I've never been a buyer of that. I just absolutely think it's ludicrous. Look at, I think it's basic knowledge. If you have something that, sounds like it could possibly be an EVP, something that's very clear, and we have to remember, when we say clear, it doesn't mean it's clear. Very rarely do you get something that is just so crystal clear.
Yeah.
And the one that I keep going back to is the audio from the video of the girl, singing.
That's right. Yeah.
And to this day, it still blows my mind. And I remember the first time playing it for Gareth, he was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's so clear. It's clear to the point where you can't fully make out what she's singing. Maybe it's a different language, and it could quite possibly be. A lot of people seem to think it might be French or whatever. I don't know. But the fact is, you can clearly hear what sounds like a girl singing or reciting a nursery rhyme.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
I mean, Alex, you've heard it a million times. I mean, what do you think?
No, I agree with you. It sounds like it is difficult. A lot of the times it's difficult to actually hear clearly what voice is saying anyway. But you're right. It doesn't sound like it's English for sure. And it's tough to make out what kind of language it is, which makes it even worse. Right? Because at least if you can determine the language, you can actually get someone who speaks that language to hear it and see if maybe they can make heads or tails of it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried, so many different people who might know something, and really it's really hard to find somebody who might be able to figure out what's being sung. Excuse me, or what might be recited, what nursery rhyme. And I've had a few people say, well, it kind of sounds like this nursery rhyme from the turn of the century, the 19th century. I'm not an expert, but hey, I'll take whatever you can give me. If it makes sense to me, then great. I'll do my research and look into it, and bang, hopefully that's what it is. But nothing yet.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's same for me. There's very rare cases that I've actually like, oh, this is something, you know, this is valid. This is you know, that I guess real is the best we can, you know, explain it. It's very rare, you know. So when you guys present that, that was fairly clear. Even some of the stuff people post up, like you said, it's not clear. It's grainy half the time. Even in the sound quality, they got to really dig it out to really, you know, hear. And some things, again, they're anomalous in nature, but you know, there could be a lot of things. Like actually, I know we're going to present some stuff later on. And I, you know, for, you know, people watching and stuff, you know, we're going to have some things, but I have a couple things that I presented, or one thing actually of the light occurrence, where certain things like that, as you know, it looks weird, but most definitely there's got to be an explanation for it. Yet something as easy as that can be passed. If I posted that in a group and didn't focus and edited a little bit, I could totally say, this is weird. Look at this, you know, because this would be paranormal. Even the group I was just at, a group that I was just in for Illinois Paranormal Group on Facebook. Someone posted a picture of their camera inside the house. And I forget how many minutes it was passed from one picture to the other. But there's this like black figure. And everyone right away, from supposed psychics, intuitives, are like, oh, this, you got to do a clearing, and, you know, you got to get your sage out. And there was literally two of us, including me.
Get your shit out, is it?
Yeah, get your shit out. Get your sage out. And they're suggesting doing all these things. And in the end, there's only two of us that are like, it looks like a fly that's up close. And then one person's like, actually, you know what? It kind of does look like. But right away, like, again, from people who claim themselves as psychics, intuitives, paranormal investigators, it's a shadow person. It's this, it's that. You know, it can't be a natural thing. You know, it can't be a camera anomaly because of the position the camera's in and whatever it's trying to focus at. It's got to be something that's paranormal, and that's really what we run into a lot.
So yeah, like you mentioned. Okay, so we'll take a break about 9:40. But after when we come back, we'll start presenting these videos that we've collected and sort of, I guess, discuss them and try to figure them out. I mean, some of them are probably a lot easier to
of course,
right?
Of course,
a lot easier.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe after we sort of go over the videos and stuff like that, if we have time, and we'll talk again, Justin, about some recent experiences that you've had. We'll get into that. Maybe we'll open the lines, Alex, and get some callers, and so they're able to kick Alex out. No, I'm just
most likely.
No, what's that?
That most likely get kicked out when you get a caller. Just before we go any further, Frank did post a comment here. It says, "Have you seen the man? Have you seen that one?" It says, "Have you seen the man?"
I saw the comment, but I haven't seen the no.
Yeah, that's. How about you, Justin? Did you see that comment?
No, I'm actually just looking at the comments right now. What was it?
It says, have you seen the man in Spain on TikTok walking all over the place with no people? Date where he's from is 2027. Weird. Over 250 daily videos.
Interesting. Link us, please.
Well, he's got the username.
CrazyJ82.
No, but he's got the username right underneath that comment.
Well, let's rip this up. All right. I see it right now. You're right. Here's his username.
Yeah, I'll take a look at that too.
Most definitely. And I'm trying to add, curate paranormal content and stuff. So most definitely thank you there. I'll totally add that. Caso Brevente. Of course, my Spanish is horrible. Oh, no, is that Italian? Never mind.
That's not Italian.
And I mean, if anybody wants to follow me on TikTok, hey, do so. I'm Z-Man69.
How many of my friends will say hello?
Oh yeah, and this this is TikTok half. Oh, you can't see it, damn it. It's literally half naked women half the time.
What's that?
That's what my TikTok I loaded up, and there's these crazy TikTok challenges and all this, and it's either a really attractive girl or some weird trendy thing, and that's technically what TikTok. I'm trying to work on my search so it curates videos better for me than the random crap that it throws at you.
Oh, stop looking at the porn, man.
I'm trying not to. It's hard. It's hard. Even after all these years.
Hey, show us your arm. See if one of your arms is bigger than the other.
Is it? Maybe.
Wait a sec. The one palm looks a little rougher. Than the other.
Yeah. It's a little bit hairier.
Yeah. I will hold that. I will not say anymore. Oh yeah, this guy's pretty popular. Holy crap! I just put in uni and this guy pops up right away.
I haven't really been following too many people on TikTok. I've just been watching random videos, but I mean I do follow one guy, Sasquatch, a guy who collects all the reports and videos and stuff like that on Bigfoot sightings and videos that are out there. I mean, grant you, most of the shit that's put out there is really, come on.
Yeah.
And but at the same time, that's the thing, right? It's like a lot of these videos, we can simply discard them as somebody's just faking them now.
Almost all of them.
Right? But I mean, look, what's the percentage? What do you think the percentage of these videos being real?
Probably 98% of them are not real. Maybe even 99% are not real, and there's a 1%. Half the even which we'll get into later, some of the videos that we found, those are just reposted YouTube videos, that they just chopped up for TikTok and some of these things. That's actually a lot of the content already on YouTube as well as TikTok is literally just reposted stuff, and someone commentating over another video that's already been uploaded and then just regurgitating the same stuff over and over again. And that's another thing that's wrong with the content overall. Is practically, as I like to call them, they're the creepypastas. That's all. That's really all what paranormal content is. It's just creepypastas.
But and that's well, that's too bad. But you have to admit, though, some of the fucking most creepiest shit has come out of that.
Yeah.
Real or not?
Yeah.
But I mean, but not only that, the effect that it's had on culture.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at one of the most popular ones out there, Slender Man.
Yeah, Slender
of
Man,
course. Yeah.
And look at what it's caused. Look at those two girls that killed their friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
They didn't kill her. She survived, right?
Yeah, she did. They were 12 years old. Actually, it was Wisconsin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because they simply thought, oh, well, Slender Man told us to do it.
Yeah. And he's not real. He was created.
He was created. But the thing is, people buy into this like it's reality. It's you know what?
It's worrying how easily people buy into stuff.
Yeah,
it is. I mean, you look at I look at something that is really taking off now. People are really not necessarily buying into it, but they're like, oh man, this is cool.
Yeah.
Some people will go, holy shit. And that is on Netflix right now, Squid Game.
Oh, I watched that too.
When I'm in the process of watching it, but I sit there and go, oh my God, this reminds me of a beefed up on steroids version of the Japanese cult favorite Battle Royale.
Oh yeah, actually that's a perfect example. Yep.
It is, man.
Yeah.
I'm finding Squid Game has so much more to it.
It's a little more believable in a sense, and the characters are grounded because it's it's actually there's a lot of movies like Squid Game, and I don't know why I can't come with them off the top of my head.
Well, I don't know if I'd agree with you on the believable, but what I would agree
grounded is the
grounded, but I find it more cartoonish.
Of course,
I'm not kidding you.
No, it's true.
More cartoonish. If you notice the vibrant colors, the colors they use, they're appealing colors that people, when they're watching this, there's a reason why. It's like fucking the MSG for food.
Yeah.
or sorry, the MSG for fucking movies.
Well, it seems like that's what the case is for all
enhancers.
Huh? It's all flash. Everything I'm watching lately is just it looks like a lot of times when I'm watching a movie that I don't like, I'm like, I like the cinematography, I like the film, I like the shot, how the shot's placed in this, but the story sucks and this sucks and but it looks nice. That's how my take on people out. That's how my take on Star Trek. Recent Star Trek is that's a discussion in itself, but that's how I feel. It's just more flash than it is anything with actual content in it, and even some of the horror is almost just flash. It is.
You know, it's evolving. You know, like I said, the horror genre is one of the. It's evolving. I mean, it's ever evolving. But the thing is, there's a lot of fucking shit out there again. But there are some really good gems, and
Of course.
But whatever. I want to. Hey, Punches and Sunshine joining us
Punches. All right.
in chat there. Thanks for joining us this evening. Yeah. So I mean, there is some like I watched this. And I don't want to veer too much into this, but I watched this found footage, and people go, found footage. Aren't you sick of that shit?
I
But
love
you know
found
what?
footage.
I love it. I don't know what it is. I love it. I loved it from the start, and I still love it.
Because we're paranormal researchers, we come from a time when found footage was what we were doing just to catch evidence. Technically.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go on, Steve. Go on.
I watched this one. I think it was on Tubi. And it's called Red Woods, and basically it's about a group of people that go on this like week hike in the Red Woods, in the middle of nowhere, and basically they're urban explorers, and they have this trail mapped out where there's several abandoned farms and farmhouses and houses in the middle of these woods that they want to check out and, you know, sort of investigate and whatever else. And they get to this one house and shit just fucking hits the fan. And, you know, it's a neat concept, but the thing is, it just falls flat. I'm sorry, but I really wanted to like the movie, but it falls flat.
Yeah, that's kind of. I saw Candyman, the new one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the new one. Yeah.
And like all movies recently, there's a social commentary that's more heavy-handed than the original Candyman. Yeah. And it's been a lot of movies for me. It's been a lot of lot of horror lately. Yeah. Not necessarily the social commentary, but some of the stuff, you know, that they just have in there. Again, another movie shot really nice, cinematography really nice. Some really good ideas, okay, people. I'm not gonna ruin it for you if you guys are interested in it. Most definitely go see it, but I don't think it's worth the money that the theater is charging right now for it, or even the streaming cost that I paid for. But
this is Candyman.
Yeah, the new one, 2020 or 2020. I think it's 2020, but it's 2021 released. But most definitely shot well. A lot of good ideas, everything else, but it just does not hold up at all. Does not hold up as the first one. And the first one was corny and cheesy in some aspects, thanks to, you know, just 90s writing and stuff. But by far, the original one has. The corny one. Yeah, the corny. It is. When you watch it, you can see some of the stuff. It's kind of corny, but it's of the time. But it works so well when it comes to how everything is presented to you, how I forgot the moving along of the story, how everything progresses. It just works so much better in that movie. And so again, the social commentary in it is much definitely better. It's not in your face. It's not really heavy-handed. And freaking Tony Todd's hilarious. It's not hilarious. It's freaking great in it. And you don't even get to see him that much until like an hour into the movie, I want to say. Yeah. Here, you're right off the bat. Candyman's there. There's some connective tissue issues, and that's what I had a lot. There's a lot of good stuff, but there's the stuff that just doesn't connect well and doesn't pull off, and that's a lot of horror. I think the only one that Nicolas Cage, The Ritual. People are into it. That Ritual movie on Netflix was really good.
I just watched what is it? Willy Wonderland, I think it is. What is it? Willy's Wonderland.
Oh, Nicolas Cage. Yeah.
He does not have a speaking line throughout the whole movie, and all he did was drink fucking this fucked up cola, whatever the hell it is, and he, I don't know.
What I was gonna say, Nicolas Cage was Color Out of Space.
Yeah,
which is
that was a cool flick.
Yes.
I like that flick.
By far, something that and the one he did previously.
H.P. Lovecraft, by the way.
Say it again.
H.P. Lovecraft.
Yes, correct.
Yes,
Lovecraftian.
yeah,
Correct.
absolute. And oh, come on, Justin. What is it? Oh, what's the name of that movie?
Oh, the other one he's in? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I was trying to come up with.
it's a woman's name. What
Yeah.
is? Come on. It's what?
Mandy.
It's
Mandy.
Mandy. That's it.
Yes, really
That's it.
freaking good. Yes.
Ah, cool. I like when he does low budget flicks. I love it, man.
Oh, did you see Parents? I think it's called, right? Isn't it Parents or something like that?
Appearance I have not seen, no.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that.
another one, cheesy but great, great. I
Oh.
think actually there's another movie that's similar to that with Dennis Quaid, and it came out in I think the late '80s. It's Dennis Quaid and Kathy Griffin, I want to say, and they're cannibals or something like that. Check that out. It's in the '80s or something.
Oh, you want a really crazy fucked up cannibal flick?
What's that?
Have you ever seen Cannibal Girls?
No, I have not seen Cannibal Girls. But
Are you familiar with SCTV?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Eugene Levy. Everybody
Yes.
knows Eugene Levy from
course.
American Pie and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Schlitz Creek.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Him and Andrea Martin are in this movie, and their car breaks down in this small little town, and they stay in a house full of female cannibals. And I swear to God, it's such a cool flick, man. I love it.
Oh man.
You got to check it out, dude.
Cannibal Girls. All right.
Yeah, Enemy Mine's a cool flick. I remember.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, it's
I
not a
remember.
horror, but that's a great movie. That's
No, it's a sci-fi.
Oh, I'm sorry. I might have said Dennis Quaid. It's Randy Quaid. That his brother Randy Quaid is in
Yeah.
that movie. And it might not be Kathleen Griffin. It might be another female actress, but it's Randy Quaid for sure. He plays a parent, and they're actually cannibals. And
Oh, he's fucking psychotic.
Oh well, the recent stuff most
No,
definitely.
he's really psychotic. I love it. He's entertaining, man.
Yeah.
It's
But
entertaining.
most definitely, there's not a lot of horror right now. Like, I just watched Neon Demon.
Oh fuck! You know
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
I love Nicholas Ruffin. But
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I remember meeting him before he became popular.
Mhm.
Him and Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah.
I fucking love Mads Mikkelsen. But anyways, they did a series called Pusher.
What was
And
that?
there's three movies in total. And I'm telling you, if you've not seen them, check them out. They're so fucking cool. They're not horror flicks, but they're fucking really good. It's called Pusher 1, 2, and 3.
All right, I'll check that out. Pusher. All right.
Yeah, it basically made Nicholas Ruffin. If it wasn't for those movies, he wouldn't be around. I don't think it took him long. It would have took him longer, but
Well, what did you think of Neon Demon then? Because I'm probably might be on the same with
it
you.
was okay. Anyways,
Yeah.
well, it was okay. We're gonna take a break. When we come back, we're gonna throw those videos out there and we're gonna talk about them.
Yes.
And then we might open the lines up afterwards. So guys, if you want to call into the show, you got any questions, comments, whatever, we'll open the lines for you. You're listening and watching Nocturnal Frequency Radio here on the New Visions Radio Network, and of course, simulcasting on our YouTube channel. You want to follow us on Twitter at Dark Discussions, Facebook, just type in Nocturnal Frequency Radio. Please like and subscribe the YouTube channel here. Like we absolutely love all the support that we've gotten over the recent months. And this is our second season simulcasting the show here on YouTube. So we're really enjoying it. I love it. So don't go anywhere. You're listening to Nocturnal Frequency, listening and watching Nocturnal Frequency Radio. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, folks. Welcome back to Nocturnal Frequency Radio here on the New Visions Radio Network, and of course, simulcasting live on our YouTube channel. And tonight we have our good friend Justin Villareal back with us.
Hello, everybody.
This is appearance number 349. No. It's always good to have you on, brother.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah, most definitely. If you've been watching for the past decade, you know a little bit about my life.
Yeah.
And you can progressively see Justin getting older.
Yeah, folks, you've seen. Well, listen, audio wise, Justin maturing. No,
no.
But yeah, okay. So let's get down to the nitty gritty. Okay, let's get to some videos. And once again, if you're listening to the show live on New Visions, unfortunately, you're not going to get the gist of the videos. You'll hear us talk a little bit about them, and that's it. Unfortunately,
I'm just hoping they can also hear the audio, because I don't know if they'll be able to hear the audio.
well, when it plays, I'll look at the levels to see if it's playing through there.
Okay.
If it's playing through, then great. And most likely, it probably will, though.
We'll find out.
I think it has in the past. So, but I mean, it's one thing to play. Some of them don't even have audio, I don't think.
No, this one here does, though. The first one we're going to be playing does have audio. So we'll see if it plays through on New Visions.
All right. Okay. So what do we got? The first one is
that's the one that Justin posted on our group about the guy in the cave.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just play it. And if you guys want to see it, you're going to have to launch the YouTube player as well, because you won't be able to see it.
I've got the player going.
Okay, so
it's a little delayed, but I remember the video, obviously. So
yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
All right, let's go.
All of this rock, you can see right here where some of these boards are bending. Do you hear that? Sounds like, what, is that wind? I don't know if you can hear that on the camera. Do you hear that? It stopped. Well, I don't know what that is. That doesn't sound like wind, but that's crazy. Don't know if that's a bird or I don't know what that is. It almost sounds like snakes, but wow. I heard some weird stuff in mines, but that is definitely creepy. I don't know what that is. So let's get out of here and head back out to the portal. That was weird. I don't hear it. Wow, that was strange. All right, so, Jesus. That's the wall.
Go.
Okay, so this one's a little controversial, obviously. It's neat, and I mean, when you first shared it, Justin, I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. But anybody knows me, I like to look more and more into this shit and look, okay, what's going on here? This is okay. Is this faked or whatever? And there is no blatant obvious evidence, but there is. Apparently, like I said, we did a little bit of background research on this video.
Yeah.
Right back to the source where it came from. which is I believe what was the name of the exploring abandoned
Mine shafts or
mine
something like
shafts
that.
and
Yeah.
something like that. I don't know, but apparently the guy blatantly ripped off another YouTube sound sample
Yeah.
thing that matches exactly what's playing out, the whispering that you're hearing in this video.
Great time too. How they edited the sound into what he was doing as well.
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
yeah.
it works out. Like, look at it. Anyone watching this would go, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
I'd never go into that place. What do you? It's like watching a movie.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like watching a found footage flick.
Yeah. Yeah, and it is. You're right. That's what I thought at first when I saw the clip. I was like, "Oh, what is this?" And I'm pretty sure I've seen this video before, but I've never really paid attention until I heard the sounds, and I was like, "This is pretty creepy, actually." And I already had a hankering to go check out some places, including caves, and it just sparked my interest even more. And then you get back and spoil that fun a little bit, but. We end up finding out, a whole lot more. He already has videos set up like this. This is not the first video he presented that had some spooky, stuff going on. And he not only does that, but he has other videos that's not just exploring caves and so on, but that's part of it. So it plays into like the mysteriousness and whatnot, because he kind of plays it off at normal, but it's so easy just to set this up, say something paranormal is, and here you are on YouTube and now on TikTok and sharing everywhere how ghosts exist in caves or some singing of some sort. But most definitely it caught me off guard a little bit, basically, and that's how good and easy it is to fake a lot of this content.
Yeah, what'd you think, Alex, when you saw this thing? Oh, you're muted.
Sorry.
There you go.
When I first listened to it, I was on my phone outside, so I couldn't really hear what was going on in the background. I listened to it briefly today before I uploaded it to OBS. It's kind of weird. It's still hard to make out, really, to be honest with you. It's just like some low voices in the background.
Yeah.
So I didn't get a chance to listen to it a few times, so I want to do that after the show. Now that I have it.
Yeah, and for me, I had a recent experience. I think we talked on the show before when I went to, I believe it was the Portage Forest Preserves, where I was talking about the puck wedgies. And, what I heard, nothing close to that, but the faintness of people talking, the faintness of what I thought was like a woman. I think when we were mentioned, the woman wailing, and he said you had a similar experience. And that was, for me, when I heard that, I was like, this was very similar, because I haven't heard anything like that in years when I went to that particular area, and that caught me, so I totally was like, this is possible, at least, because I heard these whisperings type things before,
Well, unfortunately, it seems like it's been debunked.
Of course.
But I mean, it's still interesting nonetheless, because I mean, let's face it. I mean, it's not like something similar like this could happen to somebody exploring something like an abandoned mine shaft or cave or whatever.
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to come across.
Yeah. Maybe it's a spider monster that might be.
I mean, look at. Let's face it. I mean, to me, the evilest thing that you're going to ever come across is human.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're in the middle of the woods at night. I think bumping into another human being would probably scare me more than bumping into a ghost or whatever else.
I'll always say my scariest experiences was the silo experience out in the middle of cornfield, investigating claims of weird shadow figures and occult activity. And, it took, some time to find it. But one day, I think it was like in October or something like that, maybe even September, the leaves are gone and the moon is in the right position. Literally, that's what it took. I'm walking a certain, direction myself. Everything was just lined up, and I literally saw the silhouette of the silo. We come back, I think the following weekend or maybe the next day, and we make it closer, maybe halfway to the destination. And we heard people chanting, You know, hands down, people were chanting in an abandoned. Well, maybe it's not abandoned, but it's being used.
Apparently
but
not. Yeah.
yeah. There was people chanting just like the claims were in a pretty upscale area. Like the area I'm talking about is farmland upscale where Chicago blues players will buy houses at. This is the type of area this is.
Okay.
So yes, so whoever was doing this could be teenagers, but given that the claims that I read were going back years already, you know, it would only point to that it's possibly some sort of adults who, you know, coven or some kind of sect that would be doing this forever. And the next one that I would say would be a place in the north side of Chicago called Maryville Academy. Has a long history of it was a Catholic home for, you know, like runaways and stuff like that, and you know there was already being, I think, shut down or for funding because of all sorts of claims that we, you know, all know about. And I decided to go in there, found our way in, and traveling, we split up a little bit, our group, I think it was like 8 of us or so. And again, north side of Chicago, don't, you know, not some abandoned place. It's like an old, literally like an old, almost asylum in a sense. And we make it down one hallway. We thought we heard sounds before, but we make it down one of the hallways, and one of the main hallways. And I look down, and there's streaks of blood that literally go with footprints. Someone cut their foot or something and made around a corner. And we just, I was willing to go to totally have finished investigating it, but everyone probably had the best ideas. Like, I think we should leave this alone.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah. And yeah, you know, you don't know what you're going to run into when you're doing this type of stuff, especially in certain areas, of course, like Chicago, in a sense.
I would have gone with you.
I would, and I would.
I would have too. Yeah.
I would have too. Yeah, I would have done it, but with the group I was in, they got really spooked, and they're like, I don't think we should go there any further. And it probably really was just someone who hurt their foot, but who really knows? It was a pretty bloody mess. There's no doubt about it. And I wish I had a camera, a phone camera then, because that would have been great footage then to check that out. That place doesn't exist anymore now. But
there's always that Brian Harnois guy there. Right? Dude, run!
It was like that, yeah, yeah. But yeah, most definitely, out of all my experiences, people are the ones I fear the most.
Yeah, I say that about everything. You know, I mean, let's face it. As much as we, you know, when it comes to the unknown, the paranormal, and so on and so on. I mean, most likely, it, you know, it's humans.
Yeah.
And you know, I've been asked the question. I mean, what do you think? How would you explain evil, or what's your definition of evil? And you know, I just humanity, the actions that we are capable of playing out upon each other is just pure evil.
Yeah, because we're aware. There's a certain part of us, because we're just on this level above everything else, and we still choose to be garbage people, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it evil. Compared to a demon, you know what a demon's gonna do. If demons exist, you're either making a deal with him, or he wants some blood. He wants a pound of flesh. So
all of a sudden, I just had this thing. Alex all of a sudden appears out of nowhere. Dr. Demon goes, demons, you said? Where? Yeah, so most likely, and it looks like this video is most likely faked, and unfortunately, a lot of the videos the guy has posted on his YouTube are very interesting. The locations are amazing, and I'd love to check them out, but unfortunately, I think a lot of because I mean, there was one other video where he was checking out this other dialect place, and a piece of wood flew at him.
Oh, Jesus.
So, I mean, how did he do that? I don't know, but I you know, judging by all the other videos, it's probably fake somehow. Maybe reversed photography. I don't know.
I would like to continue this for sure, this type of series, because I was trying to find this channel that I found of, I don't know if they're exactly paranormal. I think they're more urban exploration, but there's a lot of paranormal content that they put on there. and one of them they set up bells and stuff along this path. I think it was either in Indiana or Michigan that this particular area they were at. I forget the whole story, but there was some property there, and it's, you know, a lot of these areas between, you know, where I'm at in Illinois to Michigan, there's a lot, you know, a lot of rural areas. It's, you know, people don't realize Chicago really is the biggest city in the area, and you kind of go down and connects to Gary, but everything else around that is rural, you know. So some of those places that you do find, it's a lot of old houses that just been kind of left, you know. Literally, I've seen neighborhoods just left because, you know, they can't sell, it's overgrown and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this is particular like a spot like that. They go in and they claim there's all, you know, shadows and noises and stuff, and they set bells up.
They all have those claims.
Exactly, and just like the silo story I told before, and which, who knows, maybe those, you know, that the chanting was occult people doing what they do, and, you know, they opened a portal and they were playing with demons or whatever. But they go in, and I believe the guy had a gun too, so there was another thing about that. Yeah, he's like, I have a permit carry, so it's very dramatic. They get bell sounds and they're like yelling and, you know, hey, I have a gun, blah blah, and it's got, I think it might have 1 million views, but it's up there. It's pretty up there. And this is what a lot, just like the cave stuff, I highly doubt that when they check the bell, you know, there's no footprints here. There's no who rung the bell, you know. I highly doubt that was the case. I'm pretty sure it was all fake. And, you know, it's just because it's basically mini found footage movies. That's
more or less,
yeah. That's a good mini found footage movies is what's being passed around as paranormal.
More or less. Yeah. All right, Alex. What's the next one we got going on?
We got the Crazy Legs one next.
This one is definitely crazy, but okay.
Yeah, this one has no audio, so
no audio, so no audio.
Here we go. Ready?
So go ahead. Yeah.
Check this out, guys.
You can still listen to us.
Most definitely check out the YouTube channel, guys.
So you're replaying it again?
No, we're back now.
Yeah, well, we were back. We didn't go anywhere. What are you talking about?
We've been here.
So I don't know if people I don't know if, because it took me a couple of times to watch it myself to find out what the hell this is about. Initially, the Crazy Legs or whatever it was called, I thought it was referring to that rabbit. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with the rabbit?
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Most people think the rabbit's reacting to the crazy
whatever that is.
It's in the background. You have to pay attention to the background of the video.
So maybe play it one more time. Play it one more time.
Yes.
All right, hang on. And I won't mute us this time so we can do commentary.
All right.
Yeah.
Hang on. All right, here we go. I'm playing it now.
Okay. Yeah. And we're still live on New Vision, so you know we gotta.
Punches is saying looks like what his friend saw when he was on Dramamine.
It's a strange video. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. You know, you see a little boy with his rabbit. I don't know, pet rabbit or whatever, and then all of a sudden the rabbit just gets freaked out by something, and then in the background you see what looks like a pair of pants with no human in it running. That's the best way I could describe it.
Yeah, white pair of pants running.
White pair of pants. Yeah. But when you look at the video though, how does somebody do that?
Yeah.
I mean, there's. But when you look at it, it does not look like it's like been edited in. It looks natural to it.
It's also the shadow, like it goes underneath what looks like a tree, and the shadow. Yeah. I mean, if anybody did this with whatever software. They did a really good job at it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you see it carrying. Look, you see it carrying on in the background in the shadows.
Yeah.
You think it disappears, but it actually keeps going.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is really good if it's faked. Yeah.
You
And
know,
it's totally possible this could be real. I mean, again, I've seen some pretty interesting pics, and who knows? But that by far is some really good effects job if that's the case.
Okay. Effects aside, faked aside, how do you like? How do you explain this?
The easiest way I can explain, like
I mean,
Some a wonky cloak.
It doesn't look like the boy is reacting to it, but
No.
it looks like the rabbit is startled by it.
Yeah, it looks like it's reacting from it for sure.
So obviously it seems to be present in terms of the animal, but hey, look it. Does that play into the fact that animals have obviously a heightened awareness a lot more than humans do?
It's a possibility. Yes.
We've lost that over years of domestication. But okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I was saying that because of the graininess of it, that also makes it really hard at the same time to fake it, but at the same time to kind of blend things in, and that's where it drives me. And it's also very similar to a lot of it's South American, I believe, right? Isn't it? Looks like it, maybe.
I could not tell you, but
Yeah.
Simon says I reckon someone's eating vindaloo, been eating vindaloo. Oh God.
Is that another psychedelic drug?
Well, no, vindaloo's food. It's Indian food, but I don't know. Could he be making a dig at Red Dwarf? Maybe, I don't know. Come on, Justin. Did you watch Red Dwarf?
No, not
What?
really. Yeah, not
Come
really.
on.
Not really.
Anyways, I think it might be a dig at Red Dwarf, but I don't know. But whatever. Vindaloo's also, yeah, it's Indian food.
It could be Indian too. But yeah, it's a possibility that they faked it because of the graininess and sort. But I mean, given the stuff I've seen on film that sometimes is really unexplainable, maybe it really was something that caught at the time of that, and it just wanted to be a ghost going out for a jog at that time.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, but these we have to remember these are the videos that are viral.
Yeah.
That are out there.
No other explanations. No nothing.
Exactly, Frank.
Yeah.
Vindaloo was Lister's favorite curry. Absolutely. That's why I threw in the Red Dwarf dig. But so it's this is the stuff that's out there that people are going, wow, what the hell? And they literally are like poking at the brains, going nuts, trying to figure out, okay, like what's going on? But are we thinking too much?
Maybe. I had to watch it a couple times, and it's still I'm trying to look for something, and of course I'm looking at it on my phone. It's not, I need like an editing program, if anything, to really look at it. But it's very seamless. Like, seriously, it's very seamless, whatever it was. Unless they totally just cropped out somehow the top part of that person, and then bam, that's what we have. Otherwise, it's pretty believable in a sense.
It flows.
Yeah, that's what it does.
It flows. It's there's no jagged edges or anything. It just flows.
Has anyone ever seen anything like that themselves? Apparently,
I've never seen anything like that ever. I can't say unless somebody's running for the washroom.
No.
In the dark, wearing disco pants.
No.
I don't know.
I would say if I was going to be honest with, paranormal experiences, the best way I can explain what I've experienced, it's like and I'm probably gonna explain this again later on with some of the other stuff that I sent to you guys there, but it's like glitches in the Matrix,
Yeah.
That's the best way I can explain it. The stuff that I experience is very quick. There's at times where I can even say it's almost like seeing a paused moment, you know. Like I'm looking, and there's one experience where, again, maybe I just made it up or whatever, or maybe this really happened to me, where we're coming down from Lake County, which is where we eventually moved up to our family friends in Chicago. And my mom didn't want to drive back, and she was just worried about driving late. So we ended up staying there. And I saw a woman standing in front of the bedroom door where my mom was sleeping at. And it was in a kind of a whitish gown. I could see it out of the corner of my eye. And I'm like, is that really, you know, I'm like maybe 13, 14 or so. And I turned back, and I wake up, and, you know, again, it's still dark, but I don't see this figure that I saw. And it just looked like most definitely something staying there, but at the same time, like a picture. And I don't, that's the only way it was like a frozen moment for me. That's really what it felt like. And that's the only way I can experience it. Never something like what we saw in that video. I have never experienced anything like that.
Justin, you're glitching on us.
Oh,
Punches brings up a good point. Obviously, you know, you put the video into an editor and you fuck with the contrast.
of course,
because and that's true. I've
Yeah.
done that many times, and again with this one, I look again. It's not the original video, but the video that I ripped, it does not. You can't tell.
yeah.
There's nothing. You know, and again, you can look into the metadata data as well. But of course, you know, looking at a ripped copy, you don't really get the true metadata data. So I mean, that's tough too.
As well as his point on sleazy movies.
What's that?
As well as his point on sleazy movies. I'm with you there, guys.
Yeah. All right. So what's up next, Alex?
Next is that weird sound out of the Northern Ontario there. That
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I remember this. I remember this.
So I'll
It's
play that now. Hang on.
Pretty screwed up.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
He and his wife and grandson first heard that howl when they were walking back to their car at the end of the trail along the Vermilion River, about 45 minutes from the town of Sioux Lookout. Initially, Mikas thought it was a moose or a bear, but the experienced hunter quickly realized that it was a sound he's not familiar with. Mikas posted 2 videos on YouTube where they have since gone viral, racking up 2 million views. Bigfoot, Sasquatch, a wolf, Mikas says we may never know.
Yeah,
All right.
some of that is. I've seen a lot of videos that maybe Sasquatch, maybe who knows what it could be, but a lot of people reported these particular types of sounds before.
Well, I mean, it's hitting the news, the mainstream news, but I mean, does that make it real? I mean, they're simply going with the fact that we don't know what it is, and we may never know what it is, but you know, obviously the video's gone viral, and the first thing that people come up with are Sasquatch, Bigfoot, and all that kind of stuff.
Of course.
Right?
Of course.
It could have been somebody fucking around with some speakers, or hey, look, I'm gonna fuck with some people hiking up here. You know, you never know. I'm not saying that's what it is, but I mean, hey, I mean that's a very good possibility.
Yeah. I feel I'm half with Bigfoot myself. I think if it's with the evidence that we do have, it's a possibility. It's just a leftover remnant of our past that's still, you know, a living fossil in a sense, that, you know, an ancestor or whatnot that's still that's using the cave systems to hide. The other part is, I think it's just a ghost at the very least of an ancestor of our past for whatever reason that we keep connecting to, because we have these stories across the world about a Sasquatch type being of some sort from North America to South America to Africa to Russia, everywhere. And it just seems like it just wouldn't be something that is totally fake in that sense. And when I was up in Minnesota, they take Bigfoot really seriously up there, you know. So I mean, I've seen signs, and of course, it's part of tourism. I'm assuming that they do this, but you know, where I was doing investigations, they didn't really want to bring light to a lot of different things. So when I used to try to get into certain areas, I'm sure it's changed a little bit now, but you know, up there, Bigfoot most definitely is a selling point. And people have stories about hearing weird stuff up in the woods that's close to the borders of Canada and whatnot.
Yeah, Frank points out, you know, something, you know, important, because I mean, you hear a lot, you know, stuff from, you know, sounds from the sky, like horns and trumpets.
Yeah.
And like we've got a video coming up. I know, Alex. Another one, strange sounds that were collected from, you know, on a few occasions from the same person, and we'll play that. We'll take a short break. And when we come back, we'll play more videos, and then we'll open the lines up for the last little bit of the show if somebody wants to call in and give us their thoughts on some of these videos and whatnot. So don't go anywhere. You're listening to and watching Nocturnal Frequency Radio here on YouTube and the New Visions Radio Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Nocturnal Frequency Radio here on the New Visions Radio Network. And of course, simulcasting live on our YouTube channel. I want to thank our good friend Justin Villareal for joining us again.
Evening all.
Dude, and quite an invigorating conversation that we were having. If you want to know more about the conversation, you have to stick around for dark discussion after hours.
And we charge a fee for that.
Oh yeah, there you go. After midnight, Patreon exclusive.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There you go. Hey.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Okay, so what do we got? What's the next video up for grabs here?
So the next video is this weird noise, and I know that Frank's mentioned it in the chat about some trumpets coming from the sky. It's essentially something like that. It's out of BC here in Canada. So let me play that now.
I think Frank's saying he heard it. He's actually heard it himself, not just me. People were coming out of the houses. Look, he's heard this. Hey, I'm sorry, Frank. Maybe call in and talk about that or something. But yeah, I've never heard anyone personally reference that at all, as in they heard it themselves. I've always seen the videos or the news clips about it.
Yeah, crazy. You have to, and let's face it. I mean, I'm sure you guys have experienced some loud, really fucked up noises before.
Oh yeah,
and wondered what the hell that is. I mean, Alex, going back to the woodlot and that sort of I don't know how to explain it, that shrieking or whatever that we're hearing in the woodlot.
Yeah, that's right.
It's
kind of weird.
It's weird, and we can't explain it. Is it possibly No, Punches, that was in BC. Punches was asking where that video was taken from. Somewhere in BC, British Columbia, Canada.
Isn't that close to Washington, right?
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty much close
It's
to
just
to
north of
yeah.
Washington.
Just north of Washington, yeah. But, you know, it's I mean, it's like a lot of things in life when you go through life and there are things that you've never heard of before but are there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and some people know what they are, not a lot, but it only takes that person who does know, oh, that's this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Like I'm sure there's probably somebody who's local to that area that obviously knows exactly what that is, and it's very explainable. But you know, here's somebody that can explain it that's kind of freaked out because I keep hearing this fucking screwed up noise, and they put it out on YouTube, and bang.
I want to know where did Frank mention it all? Where he heard his noise at? Or Frank, you're obviously listening. Where were you at when that happened? Yeah, he's saying it's some military. I've heard that too, possibly military testing. I've heard some drilling was the other one, and some seismic type activity was something I heard that it was possibly related to as well.
Yeah, crazy. Let's face it. I mean, there's a lot of noises out there that we just simply can't explain. You know.
This most definitely doesn't seem like something that's been totally faked, but it was pretty popular to hear around a lot of parts of mostly North America, from what I remember. I don't remember anything outside. I think it was in North America that we've heard this, and into Canada.
Well, for the longest time, I remember in what was it, South Chicago. In South Chicago, they thought it was wind, but it was actually bullets. I'm sorry.
It's not like they don't sound like that.
I know. Just kidding.
Oh, okay. He said he's in the UK, so he heard it there.
Frank's in the UK, yes.
Okay, all right. So most definitely, at least maybe the Northern Hemisphere.
All right. So what's the next one we got going here?
Next one's called or dubbed the Russian Barn.
Oh, strange thing in the Russian barn.
Yeah,
okay.
I've seen this video before myself, and it's played a couple of times. It made its rounds a couple of times, so let me play that now.
Okay.
У меня в сарае какая-то тварюга сидит, непонятная. Вон, в том проеме. Сейчас вот буквально час назад выходил, никого не было. Сейчас вот вышел. И шумит кто-то непонятно. Эй! Эй! Сука, тварь ебаная, блин. Эй! Господи, господи. А ну давай уходи оттуда, бегом. Какая-то... А ну бегом выходи, сарай. Эй, ты кто? Давай вылазь оттуда. Воу! Ой. Ты что там гремишь? Эй! Ну, уходи бегом. сарай вышел. Там сейчас. С той стороны хочет сбежать, что ли? Вот так. Нету целая. А ну, влазь давай! Что ты там ломаешь? Тварюга какая, а? Блядь, а? Ты кто такой вообще? Йоу! Посудина кидается, тварь такая. Эй! Падла какая, а?
You guys should just link these into your description in case people kind of want to watch them.
I did link. I don't know if it's this one. I linked a couple of them in
Okay.
the description. But getting back to cool tools about the
Yes.
pictures. If you want, send us some pictures at nocturnalfrequencyradio@gmail.com and we'll review them.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's, I was gonna say.
There you go, too. Cool tools. I'm gonna stop that for me.
Yeah. Once again, contact us with all the info and brief description and everything else. What's going on, video or pictures, to nocturnalfrequencyradio@gmail.com. Or you can simply, I guess, hit us up here on YouTube too, right? There's
You
a
can, but I mean,
messaging
the
thing there
easiest
as
would be
well.
through the email.
Sorry?
We can through YouTube, but the easiest way would be through email.
Yeah. Grab the email. Once again, nocturnalfrequencyradio@gmail.com is the best way to contact us with all that cool tools. Thanks for. It sounded like Justin backfired again.
Yeah.
Oh.
it did.
Or whatever the sound.
Okay, I don't know. Are we gonna go on or just that's it?
Oh, we
right?
got one
That's
more.
good
We
enough.
got the remains in
Go-
Chile.
Oh yeah. Okay, throw that one because that's a short one. Throw that one
Yeah,
out there.
that's got no audio, but that's a short one. Hold on. I won't
throw
mute
that
us
one out
for.
there.
I won't mute us on YouTube for it.
Yeah, no.
There we
Keep
go.
us going.
It's going.
Keep us going. Yep.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like it looks like
It's just really weird.
well, I mean, if you look at it, it looks like the alien from E.T., like the movie E.T. It's got that long neck. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
I mean, it looks. Again, we don't know the lividity of this,
Hmm.
but again, it looks real. It could be a malformed animal. There's
Yeah.
no doubt about that. I mean,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, play it again. Play it again.
All right,
Oh,
give me a sec. Gotta
this
load
is
it up.
short. Play it again.
There we go. It's playing right now.
Yeah.
Simon says, is asking if that's the Vindaloo again.
That's what happens when you eat it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm open to the astroplane cool tools or the idea of.
Yeah. Same here.
Yeah.
Hey.
We would love to explore that more. Cool tools, definitely.
Well, that's something that Mr. X deals with a lot too.
Yeah.
Here on YouTube.
Which will be Mr. X will be joining us for the Halloween special.
Yeah, that's right.
Ooh.
That's right. It's going to be.
What is it? Friday the 27th?
Something like that. I don't know the exact date,
Or
but it's the
29th.
Friday. It's the Friday just before Halloween. So
Yeah,
let's
the
see.
Friday before
29th.
Because Halloween's on a Sunday. Is the
That's
29th.
right. Yeah, so it's the 29th.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Putch. It looks a little bit like a sculpture of some sort.
Yeah. I mean, like again, you don't know the lividity of it. You just don't know. It's just intriguing, and hey, let's throw it out there. And no cartilage between spine. It's because it's been fucking eaten.
Eaten.
Those strange jungle parasites were feeding.
We're in the wrong business. We should be making these videos. We should.
Hey, how do you know I didn't make that video?
Oh, that's true. Hey, I'm giving away the secrets.
Okay. Well, okay. So we'll open up the lines, guys. If somebody would like to call in and give us their thoughts on any of these videos or whatnot.
Yeah, we got 15 minutes to go.
We got 15 minutes left in the show. If you want to call in, you can do so. The number is 716-406-4472. Once again, that is 716-406-4472 is the number to call if you'd like to call in with any questions, comments, or whatever about any of the videos and so on and so on. Until we hear from anybody who calls in, Justin.
Oh yes.
Let's go on with a recent experience that you had that you'd like to talk a little bit about.
Yeah, we've got a few. Actually, what videos you may have queued up, Alex, of mine?
No,
I don't know if Alex has your video.
I don't think I do. No, but I mean, I could. Hold on, is that the last one you're talking about?
You could do that, or the more specifically one is the one with the noise in the drawer. If you can get that one.
Okay, I'll see. I'll do my best to get it.
That should be one of the most recent things I posted or tagged or something in the chat group. But I can lead up to that. So
yeah, lead up to it.
Yeah. So that the particular video I'm talking about, and this correlates with things that happened recently. To be honest with you, I'm currently living in Chicago. This house is at least 100 years old. Her family, she owns it, but she has it. I think it's split up like 3 ways with her family, and it was originally her grandparents. Her grandmother actually died in the house here. I've been meaning to actually look up more history, but I've done some renovations in the house, and particularly the apartment we are up here, I renovated quite a bit, including the bathroom. And one time we went to Home Depot. This was years ago now, like 4 years ago. And my partner at the time, my working partner,
my working partner. I have to clarify my working partner.
He was left here. I think we were doing tile or something, and he was up here. And I guess out of the corner of his eye, or what he was doing was picking something up, and he saw a man in overalls standing at the bathroom door, and he kind of was like, "What the heck?" and kind of turned back. And he was gone. And so we come back, and he's like, he's not scared, of course, but he's like, I just wanted to let you know this is what I saw. And she goes, that sounds like my grandfather, exactly what you described, And where we're at up here, I'll show you because we got the camera here, guys. And I've renovated. So what you're seeing back here, I put all this drywall up myself, framed it up myself, all by myself. People.
I did it all by myself.
So I spent numerous of nights up here by myself. And just real quick, it's not fully done, but you can see this was a bare attic. There's an old chimney right there that you see. And and I put that off. So I've been up here by myself.
Justin.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's probably trying to
It must have been drinking the Modelo like you.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, the behind this wall is what the attic really looks like, all bare and so on. And there's of course stuff that's left up here. I know you probably didn't see when I turned it, but there's a table here that I've been using as my art desk. And this is what her grandfather made.
You're out of focus now.
Oh, come on!
I feel like I'm so drunk now.
So I'm trying to look for the video, Justin. I can't find it on the chat.
I will hold on. We'll do that real quick because if anything, this video is a little bit more important than the previous one. Hold up. This video. Hold on. Maybe that. If I gotta do it again, I'm gonna go like this. Reply. This video, Alex. And they should be able to click it and take you directly to that video, or if you can somehow present it.
Yeah,
but
it's not letting me click it.
Go ahead. This particular video, hopefully we get it up here, but that particular experience happened, and I've maybe had some minor experiences that maybe I shook off, But up here again by myself, renovating, whatnot. And this was last year, once we get the video up. I think I was at my art desk. I was working on my models. People catch my live streams that I've also posted up at many places as well. You'll see me working on my models and stuff. I do Warhammer and among other things. So I'm just working on my models, and I hear this noise. And I have my YouTube playing, and it's kind of just more as white noise to me, so I'm not really paying attention to it as I'm working. But this sticks out to me, and I kind of stop. And the noise you hear is just a very small clip of that. This was going on for minutes, just so people know. And of course, everything that they've had me on here for the listeners. Nocturnal Frequency has me on for years, so I rarely bring stuff up. I rarely present anything, but this most definitely caught my eye among a few other things. And I hear this kind of metal rattling, and I'm like, what is that? What's going on? So I finally stop, and I pinpoint it to the area behind this wall, which you're looking at me right behind here. And there's a cabinet and a dresser that her grandfather used to use to work on. And there's some old tools and jars and screws and stuff in there. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, where's this sound coming from? At first I couldn't hear it, pinpoint it. And I stopped. I turned the phone on finally, and I think when I turned it on, I didn't get the full video, so I had to restart it again. And then this is where the clip comes into play. And I pinpointed to the dresser, and I'm opening up drawers, and I did it already. What you see is something that already ended, what I was hearing for minutes already. And I'm opening up drawers, the sound still comes through. In the video, I finally open up some drawers, and the sound stops. But you can hear in the video where I'm, kind of pinpointing where the sound's coming from. And it's most definitely coming from the dresser, and it's coming from these particular drawers. And I've never experienced anything else related to that particular video. But I've had some other experiences, especially as of recently, that really caught my attention. Who knows if it could be the previous owners? Who knows if it could be her grandparents? Who knows if it could be, as I like to call it, the glitches in the Matrix? Because a lot of experience I've had are very similar to this. I've had lamps move out of nowhere. I've seen doors open that should have been open, many different things. As someone who, renovates and so on, that I could say could be the wind, it could be the weight. And then I pinpoint it, and I'm just like, that's a little odd, And the only way I can explain it in some aspects, like a lamp shaking, literally going back and forth with no other force, is a glitch in the Matrix. Unless it's, Uncle Remus coming shaking the lamp or something. I really don't know. But most definitely, these are the types of things that I've experienced and really raise my eyebrows and raise my questionings. I don't know if you got it at all, Alex?
Yeah, I'm just loading it up now. Hold on.
Cool. No problem. And I'll continue anyway. So As of recently, though, I've been having some interesting experiences in the past, I think, 2 months. I posted about it on my Facebook, and I gave a time frame, and some people actually said yes. And there was other things going on that was interesting to me as well. I had, well, there were some things that happened previous, just like that, the thing I'm talking about, the drawer situation. But I ended up having a slight medical issue. And in that same time frame, I asked some people, and some other people had some similar medical issues. Who knows, you know? And ever since this particular incident, some stuff has kind of heightened since then. And one of those things, most definitely, and I might have explained it on the show previously, most definitely you guys kind of know about it. But long story short, I'm in the bedroom, and my girlfriend mentions that there's a light on in the kitchen. There's actually quite an after hours explanation with this story as well. Donate to the Patreon to hear about it. But I turned my head, and for sure there's a light in the kitchen. It reminds me of a phone light, or very, very dimly a refrigerator door open. I don't have videos of this. It's just, you know, of what I'm telling you off of my personal experience. And I'm just like, you're messing with me. You left your phone there. You know, you have to have left your phone there. And she goes, no. And, you know, I kind of continue. After I go and I investigate, I put my phone down. I turned, you know, as bright as I can be, nothing. And this particular is the kitchen, and there's a window because they added on to the back of the house, and now there's a porch. And so there's a window there that is covered. And then, of course, there's a door, and I turned on the porch light, bright enough to go through the window, but not bright enough to at least replicate what we were seeing. And it just blew my mind.
So, Justin, I won't let me play the video, but I can play the audio at least.
Sure. Oh, yeah, the audio still counts. No, that's fine.
All right.
If anyone's interested, I will send a video if people are interested. You can find me, but
Punches goes, see it only on OnlyFans.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let me play the audio now. Hang on.
Okay, here you go.
Okay.
And just let you guys kind of hear this.
It's quiet.
Is it coming up? Well, of course, I'm not seeing it right now, but
no, you won't see it.
What you're hearing, though, most definitely is like a metal sound. I could say vibrating metal. So we can post the email in the chat for them. Maybe Steve.
Well, I posted it.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see it right now. You're right.
I put it. Alex put it out there. I put it out. I put the email out there, but I don't think he got it.
Oh, in the chat?
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, in the chat.
But yeah, if you're just hearing the sound, I'm opening drawers to pinpoint where this vibrating metal sound is coming from. Hasn't happened ever again. I did, after that experience, I did close everything down, shut the lights off, and let my computer and my microphone run. I went through a little bit of the audio, but I have literally like 7 hours of audio to go through in case anything popped up. But we'll see, maybe. But this is the only thing that I caught on actual video that I can't explain at all. I really can't. I tried to recreate it with vibration myself. We had the washer on, and I had the washer on, you know, nothing vibrates on the attic floor at all. It's a very, very interesting that this ran into me here.
Have you ever had this happen before? Like,
no.
What directed you to this? It was just a spur of the moment thing?
Yeah, again, you know, especially some of the stuff I'm going to explain before we close out here. But I'm literally just doing what I'm doing with my painting. I have YouTube on. And again, it's like white noise to me half the time, unless it's something I'm really involved in. And it breaks through that. This breaks through. And I'm like, what the heck is that sound? And sure enough, that's what it just broke through the white noise. That's what really caught me of whatever was playing on YouTube, and it finally caught my attention. And I can tell you, it was going on for minutes before the 20 seconds. I think it's 22 seconds. Maybe the video is maybe a little longer, but it was going on a lot longer than that. And sure enough, I was pulling drawers, and it didn't stop until like one more drawer, and then that literally is the end of that video. Exactly when.
Let me get this straight. You're pulling down your drawers?
Yeah, I was pulling down my drawers.
That's why it stopped.
That's why it stopped.
Yeah, I'll come out. I have a piss drawer, guys. I pee in drawers.
You're a pee-
Catch it
you're a
only
drawer-
on OnlyFans.
You're a drawer peer? What the hell? What?
This is the nocturnal after hours on OnlyFans.
Okay, so hold on, guys. I'm gonna end things on New
Oh,
Visions
that's right.
here. Yeah.
Yes.
Hold on. We're gonna end things on New Visions here. Once again, thank you everybody who tuned in on New Visions. Please come over to YouTube for a little bit extra time going on the YouTube. Once again, just go to YouTube and type in Nocturnal Frequency Radio, and you can find us live right now on YouTube. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in on New Visions. We'll see you probably next weekend, but we'll let you all know on our Facebook group and so on and so on. Until then, take care, everyone.
Have a good night.
Crazy J82, anonymousradionetwork.podbean.com.
Yeah. No, go ahead, Al. Go ahead.
Yeah, anonymousradionetwork.podbean.com, or find me Crazy J82, KRAZIEJ82. And you can find me anywhere: Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat, and Facebook, and TikTok.
And OnlyFans.
And OnlyFans, yes.
There you go. All right, good night. Good night, folks. On New Visions.
On New Vision, yeah. Video's still going, guys.
We're still going on New YouTube.
So, yeah, it did something. That's, again, the noise caught me because it.
Luke, we're not going anywhere. I think, Luke, we're still broadcasting. No, Podges, we're not going anywhere.
We're staying on for a few more minutes.
We're staying on for a few more minutes.
There's a radio counterpart to this live stream, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
There's other people listening elsewhere.
Yes.
But I agree. It does sound like a helicopter. That's how loud it was coming from a dresser, literally a dresser up in the attic with YouTube playing, and that's the only reason why I caught my hearing. And this was literally a year ago. I don't know when I posted it. Of course, it's going to have the date back there, but everyone saw it. You guys saw it. Gareth saw it, all you guys, and it was literally just blew my mind. No other explanation. Hasn't happened again. And most definitely, out of all the weird sounds and stuff, this is most definitely tops it. Go ahead.
Well, let me ask you, Justin. Have you done a little bit of research on the house? Like,
that's where I'm going to next. Is try to find a history of this. I know for sure it's at least 100 years old, and I know for sure her grandmother died in this house. Her grandfather did not die in the house, but most definitely he was one of the deaths and the owners of I think the third or second owner of the house. So this is not something that was passed down through multiple people. It was very few people who actually lived here.
Well, how old's the house roughly?
I'm gonna say 100 years old, roughly. Seriously.
A few more minutes and one more whiskey for Alex.
I was gonna respond to that saying, if I have one more whiskey, you won't understand a word I'm saying.
Oh no, but that's what they're waiting for.
I know. Hey.
Hey, wait a sec. Justin's backfiring again here.
Yeah, it's happening again.
Okay. Sorry.
So yeah, it's an old house, most definitely, and at least 3 owners that have been through it. So
approximately how old are we talking about?
100 years old. 100 years old.
Okay, 100 years old. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. This is an old building, so it could be anything. It could be a glitch in the matrix. Again, what would explain the weird light situation that I had in the kitchen just recently?
Now, are we talking about a detached, a semi-detached?
This is basically like a duplex.
It's a duplex. Okay.
Yeah. This is basically a duplex. Yeah. So, 3 stories high. I'm in the attic part, 2 apartments on the bottom, essentially.
Wow, it's a duplex and it has an attic. I
Yes,
mean,
sir.
that's something
Chicago.
you do
That's
not,
Chicago.
but still, you do not hear of that very
Yeah.
often.
Yeah, it's Chicago style. I grew up on the southeast side, another like 30 minutes away from here, on the southeast side of Chicago, and that's another reason why I like being here. It reminds me of my old house I grew up in, because it was an old apartment building with basically my mom and a few people that lived there for 20 something years, if not there's some, and they had an attic, and it's very similar to this, but there's a lot of houses are like that out here in Chicago. And creepy too. wish you could see some of the like creepy brick here, but it was most definitely creepier up here. People didn't even want to come up here. And of course, the stories I talked about earlier wasn't just my partner or me. We're talking about her friends, her family.
Yeah.
They've owned this. I think that they bought the house. Her grandparents bought, I think, in the 50s maybe. So they only owned it for like maybe 50 years themselves. And it had at least, I think, 1 or 2 other owners from it. So, but there's been more experiences previous to her grandparents dying, to be honest with you.
Steve's image keeps on resizing.
I'm resizing.
Yep.
Yeah, I noticed that now. Why is that happening?
I have no idea.
Oh wow!
It's a ghost.
Maybe I know this is I know this place is haunted. I know I've had a shitload of stuff happen here, but okay. Well, let me ask you, Alex.
Sure.
Alex, buying a house, did you take this stuff into consideration?
Mm-hmm.
The history, the possibility that maybe something weird happened in that location. Is it haunted? Are these things that ran through your mind when you're looking for a place to live?
Yeah. But the problem is here is that it's not like it is in some of the states where you have to disclose this information.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to disclose it up here, right? So
yeah, there's actually some states that do that now. Yeah.
Right, exactly, right. So
Yeah.
I mean, if it was one of those things where it was a disclosure thing, it would be interesting to know if there was any sort of weird stuff going on in this house. I haven't experienced anything personally, but you never know. That's because I'm a deterrent too, right?
Frank's going, Steve's disappearing into the Matrix, and then Simon goes, Steve just come from a dark place.
Yeah.
The dark place. Buzz.
Oh man. Okay,
I know what that callback's from. Yep.
Cool Tools, we got your email. I just want to let you know, because you were asking. We got your email, and we will look into it after the show and whatnot, and get back to you. Thank you for sending that. Yeah, I mean, the thought of buying a place, like I said, I didn't even think about it when I was buying this place, because it's a brand new house, and B, it wasn't built yet. But it does not mean that I didn't think that, there is the possibility, obviously, because we have to look at location.
Yeah.
We have to look at what was here before the houses were built, any traumatic incidents happening or whatever. Since moving in here, we're the first owners of this house. Let me tell you, a gambit of stuff has happened. Much of what I've explained on the show, I've talked about it on the show many times. So, and it's led me to believe that somehow, Alex, that it might be tied into the dark woodlot.
It might be, because you're not too far from there.
No, not at all. And that's what I mean. I really do think it's tied in somehow, because the person that owned the parcel of land pretty much owned a big chunk of what's developed there now, and a part of the woodlot.
Well, did you say you had that one video loaded up, the one I posted recently, with the chair in the driveway or whatever?
No.
No, it's all right though. But that particular video, that particular story of St. Pat's, that's exactly what you're talking about. It's a suburb now, okay, and it's a town obviously, but it's a suburb, and you got nice fancy houses up there. But years ago, that whole area was part of the Underground Railroad. Actually, the story with St. Pat's that I wanted to talk about with that involves Bloody Mary. And the story for us here locally for that area is that she was taking underground slaves. And when you start doing the history, you find out the Iroquois were heavily in this area. There's a possibility of actual burial mounds in some of this. And part of it is, mostly owned by, acres of, farmland and stuff. Who knows what these people were experiencing, on this land. But I know in that area, a lot of people told me they've experienced, and this is a wooded area, more wooded than some of the other areas. But when you look at the history, it's totally possible. Just like, talking about the Pukwudgies and everything else, people are living there now in their fancy homes in a sense. They didn't know that the Beaver War existed with the French and, the Algonquins and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that happened over 100 years, 200 years ago or something, 150 years ago, I think it was. Yeah.
Justin, can you say that word again?
The Algonquins?
No.
Pukwudgies?
Yeah. Say that 5 times real quick.
Pukwudgies, Pukwudgies. Pukwudgies, yeah. I'll take you seriously. Obviously, Pukwudgies.
Thank you. As much as it's a funny sounding thing, these creatures as Native Americans and Native North Americans, because up here as well, were a real thing.
Yeah.
They wholeheartedly believe that these things existed. In fact, I think we need to get Christopher Balzano back on the show to talk about them, Alex.
Yeah.
If anybody knows anything about them, he does, and we've had him on. It's been a while since he's been on, but yeah, they are crazy.
Yeah. Well, and of course you look at that, and that's all you need to do is just a little bit of history, and you find out what the larger scope of what the land was. What happened here. You see, here I am. You got manufacturing everywhere, old 100-year-old apartment buildings, but I'm just 15 minutes away from a beaver, a war that happened. That and we don't talk about these particular things because it's already been so far in the past, and then maybe it's not as like people know about the Chicago Fire,
Yeah,
but you don't know that we had beaver, you had these different things that were going on because of trading and whatnot, and with that, if I wouldn't take some of the stuff seriously, especially with the Pukwudgies, because when I first found out about the story, it was just finding it on some old what was that, you remember that Ghosts of America or whatever, that website? I don't know if you guys ran into it.
Yeah, no, I remember that. I remember Ghost of America. I remember
that's where I found some of the threads for this particular place. And
oh my God,
what's that?
Something happened on the YouTube there. What happened?
I clicked Justin's video by accident. I wanted to see if it was playing.
All of a sudden, I saw Dr. Demon Gord. I'm like, wait a second.
Let me see if it worked. I want to see if Justin's video worked. It might have worked.
Oh.
Hang on.
Sure, why not? If it comes up.
Are we trying?
Yeah, it's going on now.
Oh, is it?
Which one is this one?
The chair. I want to see if it's actually working.
Okay.
No, see, it's not working.
Oh, it's not working?
No.
You see something at least? Do they see anything? I can't.
No, audio's playing, and we're talking over it because I didn't mute it, but it's not.
Jesus.
It's just blank.
Yeah, it's just blank.
Again, this some of the stuff I'm going to be releasing on my TikTok and part of the docu-series. That was initially one of the ones I just kind of wanted as like a little bit of teaser, and it's the part of the story I was just talking about. was the Algonquins and so on, and the Underground Railroad. This particular area, St. Pat's Cemetery, which is not the cemetery, it's the property behind the cemetery that has all the stories. And I've talked about it numerous of times of where I was getting harassed by someone or people for going there. And I picked up stories going back to the 1960s. And of course, obviously, I'm not the only one who's ever talked about it. And if I ever write about it, I'm not the only one either. Ursula Bielski wrote about it in her books. And that's how some of it kind of became more acknowledged, because she, as much as she goes about things the way she does, she at least does some historical research on things. And she laid out some conversations about the area that really led to the connections of the Underground Railroad and so on.
I love how you back yourself up there and saying, the way she went about doing things.
I'm being honest, I'm being honest. A lot of my, the literature I grew up with, I just don't view it the same as I used to when I first got into it. And that's just, what it is. But if anything, if I was going to suggest, I would suggest her books over maybe Troy Taylor and people.
Oh, yeah.
So,
hey, no argument there. No argument there. Haunted, what is it? Haunted America?
Yeah, he does Haunted Illinois first, and he does and then goes to the Prairie, and there's all sorts of other things. Which back in the day when he was the main guy you went, when you were local though, Ursula Bielski is what's been, her and Richard Crowe are technically what's been around for the longest.
We're people that weren't I guess, if you will, commercialized.
Yeah, most definitely. Richard Crowe probably more so, but not to the point what we see now. It wasn't like how we see now. But pick up her book, or you could probably find it online, of course. It's Chicago Haunts, and she's the first person to talk about St. Pat's Cemetery. And I can tell you from experiences, some weird stuff. I could tell you from historical reference and from actual stuff I picked up from the locals here that some stuff happens there. One of the biggest stories was a stripper was found in the woods there. One time I went, a year before that, this is in reference to what was being told to me. I went there one night and, got done doing whatever, walking around, and the cops came. So someone watches the property, obviously, because I've been harassed by unknown people on the internet about going to the property. So they came by, like, hey, what are you guys doing? I tell them straight up, what's going on. There's no trespassing signs posted up, too. So it's, it's kind of open land in a sense. But someone owns it for sure. And a friend of mine in real estate, I'm going a little sidetrack here, but a friend of mine in real estate tried to look up the property. He didn't even want to touch it. That's how infamous and how creepy kind of what's connected. When he looked it up, whoever owns it is not listed, and they tried to evaluate the property. What I think it was just a few, like maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago, when I talked to them about this. So at that point, they were trying to evaluate the property. I think it's worth like $130,000, $160,000, but they don't list themselves as who owns it. And he's a realtor who can't get that information. Why? So he's like, he says, that's all I'm letting you know about this. And he said, I don't want to touch it any further, because he knew what happened to me. And he's like, I don't know what's going on. And he knows the stories. But the particular video that Alex was going to show is the driveway that they closed off now that leads up. They closed it off. You can't even, you could park your car so much into it before you were able to drive all the way through. And I took a shot because it's been years since I've been there. So the footage is this year fresh. And it's of a not a love seat, like an armchair, right? Isn't it just like an armchair or whatever? Mm-hmm. And it's in the middle of the drive. So someone pulled it out or brought it there at some point. As far as I understand, whoever owns it, the person who contacted me anonymously said that whoever owns it has family that goes back there and does paintball. I've never seen any paintball shells back there. Maybe, I don't know, maybe. But that's
maybe you need to stand there longer.
Exactly. So there is a plan. I mean, of course, I'm giving it away, but I think without getting into trouble, there is a hotel that's not too far. The hotel was connected to the stripper that was found because there's a strip club that was called Baby Dolls. It doesn't exist there anymore, but she was taken there. They found her there. So as I was saying this, when I went one time years ago, like a decade ago, if not, cops came, let them know what's up. They didn't do anything to us. They actually had to come from another town because there's no cops for this town. Mm-hmm. And they told me that you got to be careful, one, because it's private property, even though there's no, then I showed them, I was like, no, there's no trespassing signs showing up to prevent us from coming in here. Two, they let me know that there was a dead body found there. I didn't know about this, but the cops told me about this, So something's going on back there. I ended up sending some of the pictures I've taken of the place to, again, at the time, maybe a decade or so ago, most definitely during our Blog Talk days. Most definitely I was really involved with during that time. And I sent it to some of my intuitive friends. All gave me different information, but one thing that connected from each of them was that there's some kind of occult activity happening back there. So, and that correlates with a lot of the history that's gone back there and what I know for sure. Another death that I know for sure, no, I shouldn't say I know for sure, but that was told to me that I know. A friend of mine in my high school days, she had a sister who was supposedly a witch. And there is a story of other bodies found there. I'm not sure if it correlates to this totally. Again, this is years ago when I looked at it, so it would take me a while to kind of dig up all this info and kind of see if any of these correlate. But she supposedly killed her ex-boyfriend with her coven back there, okay? And Meredith is her name. Meredith, you out there, get a hold of me if you ever find me. You told me this story. Tell me if it's true or not. I love to know. She said her family lived in a subdivision. The subdivision is there. You would have to know the area you would have to be back there. You would have to have lived in Lake County and driven down Drury Lane, driven down all these streets to know that there's a subdivision right next to it. There's a campgrounds right next to it, and it's connected. She claims her family was there. I remember dropping her off, I think, at her stepmother's house before. But again, I have no way to really validate this, but her sister, who was part of a coven, killed their boyfriend back there, supposedly. As a teenager, I took it off as like, okay. Of course, I should probably be like, I mean, if your sister supposedly killed her boyfriend, I should call the cops. But I took it off like, what the heck, kind of, this is a crazy story.
Now you become an accessory to murder.
If it cracks open this place, I would totally be. The people who contacted me anonymously about not going, I told them, give me to the right people. I will tell the correct story. They didn't want me. They just didn't want me back there. They didn't want me talking about it. So there's most definitely something being hidden back there. And so my plan is, I'm going to. A friend of mine has a drone, and there's a couple of other of us who've been talking about it. We want to send some drone footage out there. At night or during the day, it doesn't matter. And technically, again, there's no trespassing signs posted up, so it's not like I'm literally getting in trouble. But someone does watch the property.
Wait a sec. There are no trespassing signs?
I should say there are no trespassing signs.
I was going to say, so is there or isn't there any signs posted?
Yeah, there are no trespassing signs posted. So so we wouldn't totally get in trouble, but at the same time, to be safe, and I'm 38 years old now, at the very least, I would like
at that point where you don't want to get busted. But
and I tried to go around the routes, and no one wants us to touch. Whoever this was owns that property, knows the people owns that property, knows the mayor, somebody, because they said, I'll get the officials on you. They would have said the cops, but they said the officials, okay? And I told them, give me the mayor. Give me somebody who I could talk to give me whoever owns the property. And they didn't, So at that point, I left it alone. You can go visit the cemetery. You can walk on the driveway.
Hey, man, when you say that, you could get yourself in a whole deep...
Yeah, I've already been in trouble.
Uh-huh.
If they're listening, I've been harassed for going to this property or even or talking about it.
We better not get a notice here saying that Justin Villareal.
Yeah, the FBI is going to get a hold of you. So
okay, Justin,
yeah.
we're gonna close this down, but
Yeah.
once again, get all your info out there for all
Yes.
the listeners and viewers. Well, viewers now, but where they can find you.
Yeah, most definitely. My biggest thing is you can actually link tree Crazy J82, KRAZIE J82 has all my links. It's most definitely easier. The Anonymous Radio Network .podbean.com, which will have my most recent live streams and podcasts on there, which I've talked about certain things that you can find out there too as well. So check that out, and most definitely on TikTok, which will my docu-series as well as my personal TikTok has some videos up. So keep in contact there as well.
Well, I want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching the live stream here on the simulcast here on YouTube. Justin has been a good friend of ours for many years. I mean, God, since the beginning almost, Justin.
We knew him when he was in diapers.
Yeah,
and now I'm dealing with diapers.
Now he's dealing with diapers. We look at like and subscribe the channel here on YouTube, and please, more information on us and what we got coming up on down the pipe. We might broadcast live next Sunday night. Again, it's a long weekend here, Thanksgiving here in Canada, but we'll let you all know. If you're not, a part of our Facebook page, please go to our Facebook page. Just simply type in Nocturnal Frequency Radio and go to the page, not the group. The group is non-existent now. Well, it's there, but we don't use it. But go to the page for up-to-date info on the show, guests, and topics. And if you want to drop us some topics and whatnot. I want to thank you all for tuning in and watching us tonight. Justin, again, thank you, my man.
Thank you, guys.
Good to have you on, and I'm sure you'll be back again.
Yep.
Again this season. You're always a mainstay here. We really appreciate it. Take care, guys.
Have a good night.
Night.
Good night.